It's a typical Thursday morning on Camellia Soto Street. The shops are just beginning to open in this busy neighborhood in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Employees for the Humberto Vidal shoe stores arrive at their corporate offices, unaware that many of them will not live through the day. Milagros Rodriguez works as a secretary on the 4th floor of the office building. She has made many great friends at the office, and that's one of the reasons she enjoys going to work each day.
Llegué como todos los días.
It started out like all the other days. I said hi to my friends downstairs and then I went upstairs. We were chit-chatting just before starting to get to work.
As Milagros starts typing at her computer, suddenly the building begins to shake. Then an explosion rips the structure apart, turning shards of glass into flying daggers. Within seconds, the 6-story building is reduced to twisted metal and concrete. The dust cloud settles to reveal a scene of destruction. Automobiles are tossed upside down like children's toys. Bystanders rush to help the dazed and wounded victims. The once vibrant downtown street looks like a war zone. Rescue teams from all over the island respond to the tragedy. Police Superintendent Pedro Toledo is one of the first to arrive.
It was a real sad scene. People were injured. They were carrying some people from the explosion site. People were dead.
Toledo and other officers quickly begin to organize to search the rubble for survivors. Policemen locate and cautiously assist office workers trapped on what used to be the 6th floor. But Milagros and her co-workers were on the 4th floor. Their level is now buried in the middle of the huge pile of debris. The destruction is so severe, rescuers must devise a plan to search the devastated building. Using a chalkboard, they try to determine where the most workers may be. Worried families gather, hoping a missing loved one will be found alive. The rescuers bring in dogs to help find the missing victims. They find some clinging to life, but others are dead. As they reach what was the 4th floor, one of Milagros' co-workers is found. She is carried to a stretcher. Her leg is badly mangled, and she has a severe head injury. Now the rescuers begin to yell, hoping other buried survivors will respond. Deep inside the rubble, Milagros hears their cry.
Oí una voz, gritaron si quedaba vivo alguien abajo.
I heard a voice yell, "Are there people alive down there?" I answered and I told my friend yell. Then I passed out.
The rescuers pick through the debris to where they last heard the cry. But then, housing officials warn Superintendent Toledo that the building is dangerously unstable.
The structural damage of the building was so much that we were concerned that it could collapse and kill other people that were assisting.
Rescuers have located where Milagros is buried, but they are unable to get to her. Any movement could cause the concrete to cave in and crush them all. It's been over an hour since an explosion tore apart a 6-story office building in downtown San Juan, Puerto Rico. Braving a potential cave-in, rescue workers continue to search for missing employees through the dust and debris. Still trapped inside is Secretary Milagros Rodriguez, who was working on the 4th floor.
No quería morir allí sola.
I didn't want to die there alone. I thought of my family, of not dying there, and I started praying.
Lo único que me pasaba por la mente, no morir allí.
Some of her co-workers have been rescued, but Milagros is trapped in an area that is very unstable. Rescuers fear that if they dig too quickly, heavy concrete may fall and crush her and them. They form a human chain and slowly and cautiously pass buckets full of debris out from on top of Milagros. Rescuers finally extricate the young woman, but Milagros is unable to stand and is having difficulty breathing. She is wheeled out on a gurney and airlifted to a local hospital. But the facility is already filled beyond capacity with other injured and traumatized people. The explosion peppered the skin of dozens with flying glass and debris. In the chaos, Milagros finally receives treatment for a broken arm and leg and many broken ribs. But she knows she is lucky. Many of her friends are still buried in the building.
Sabía que había pasado algo bien grave.
I was worried for my coworkers. I kept telling everybody their names so they would know that they were down there, but I thought it was going to be very difficult to get them out.
Police and firefighters continue to laboriously remove debris in the search for survivors, but as the day passes, more and more bodies are found. A temporary morgue is set up near the site. That night, Milagros learns that 5 of her friends have died or are still missing. The search effort takes weeks. The unstable building must be reinforced with steel beams before emergency teams can dig deeper in their search for the missing. 30 days after the explosion, the bodies of the 2 last missing victims are finally recovered from the basement of the destroyed building. 33 people have lost their lives and 69 are injured. An investigation by the National Transportation Safety Board determined the explosion was caused by a propane gas leak. Telephone records revealed that building employees reported smelling gas almost daily for a week prior to the explosion. But since there was no gas service to the building, servicemen couldn't find a source for this leak, so nothing was done. The investigation determined that the gas entered the Humberto Vidal building from abandoned gas pipes buried down the street. Since propane gas is heavier than air, it seeped downhill and collected in the basement of the office complex. When the gas exploded, it tore apart the first 4 floors, burying workers under tons of rubble. Since the incident, the San Juan Gas Company is in the process of inspecting and repairing all of the island's gas pipes, and are training their technicians how to quickly pinpoint a gas leak. Today, Milagros spends as much time as she can with her father and other members of her family, and she will always be grateful to the rescuers who risked their lives to save her.
Para mí son mis héroes,
These are my angels. Apart from being heroes, apart from giving me the help I needed, they gave me emotional support. I will never forget them. I call them my guardian angels.
The streets of San Juan are again buzzing with activity. The neighborhood has been rebuilt, and plans are underway for a new Humberto Vidal building. But no one will ever forget the tragedy that happened here, and they're working to ensure it never happens again.